it's not a long-term goodbye. We'll see each other again.
When Donald Trump left the White House in 2021, it seemed his political career was done. He was diminished, damaged by the January 6th insurrection, beaten at the polls, and quickly impeached for his role in provoking the violence. But senior Republicans made the trip to Trump's Florida home in the weeks after, bolstering his role as the most significant and popular figure in the party. He took that and jumped into the 2024 presidential race very early and dismissed and diminished those who thought they could replace him.
He essentially ran as the head of the Republican Party and treated Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley and everybody else who was running against him as these sort of mosquitoes.
It was a calculated step. He could attack impending legal moves against him as lawfare, election interference, the establishment trying to block his return to the White House. And when the charges came, it pushed his approval rating even higher.
He's a survivor. He's used to doing this. I mean, anybody who knew about Donald Trump's background in New York and, legal problems and suffering through potential bankruptcies and the survival of the Trump empire.
He returned to his message of 2016. America and the world was in a mess. Immigration, he'd stop it. High prices, he'd fix it. Inflation, he'd bring it down. It didn't matter. There was little or no detail.
There is a certain set of voters who are not particularly partisan, who are swayed by economic arguments. And Donald Trump won the economic argument of the 2024 cycle.
He wanted to run against Joe Biden, but his dreadful debate performance effectively ended his candidacy. And then in a field in Butler, Pennsylvania, a slight turn of the head saved his life as he dodged an assassin's bullet. His face streaked with blood, he turned to the crowd and shouted, "Fight, fight, fight," in what became an iconic American moment. He arrived at the Republican National Convention a hero, the party convinced it was on course to win the House, Senate and White House. Trump campaigned like he always campaigned, big rallies, flashy stunts and dominating the news cycles. And on election night in Florida, he celebrated beating Kamala Harris and staging the most unlikely of political comebacks. As Donald Trump prepares to make his remarkable return to the White House, he faces a slate of domestic and international issues. But Trump 2.0 is more experienced in Washington. He knows what works, what doesn't, and more importantly for him, who to trust to deliver the presidency he wants. Alan Fisher, Al Jazeera, Washington.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.